What's up, gang? This is going to be a really cool video for you. I'm actually standing in Summer and Rad's backyard, and they're going to transform this space into this space. Summer actually went on ChatGPT and said, design my backyard, and this is what it came up with. Pretty cool. So we're going to have a hot tub right here, an ice bath over there. So if you want hot water, we got you covered. If you want cold water, we're going to have you covered. We got some electrical to do, and they've already started by removing the deck right here. So we're going to throw you into a time lapse and start transforming our backyard. All right, guys, the pad for the hot tub is all done. And where is the hot tub? Well, I'm sitting on it, and we're all in Austin picking it up. This thing is beautiful. It's got LED lights, fountains, Bluetooth, what else, Red? All kind of features, but it weighs 970 pounds. We got a bunch of us here to help us load it in the truck. I got a plan. Let's see if we can pull it off. Fingers crossed. So here's my plan. We got this 2x4 frame around the hot tub. It's really solid. That's the factory supports, right? So I cut this 2x8. I'm going to screw one here, another one at the top, and then come over here, Ed. I got this wooden dolly I made to move really heavy stuff, so it's going to get a test today. Then we'll screw the dolly to the hot tub, tip the hot tub up, roll it out.
Busy on wheels. 5 guys, 970 pounds, not bad.
All right, 5 of us, we're going to tip it up, and y'all just kind of let us know how the wheels are doing. Just say good,
And then
stop.
if it starts going over, just catch it.
Okay, yeah, got it.
1, 3, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Top wheel up.
Yep.
Okay. All right, keep going. When it clears, it's going to start rolling to me, but that's fine. Keep going. Come on, come on, come on. Sweet, nice.
Wow.
Nice job, man. Woo! Woo! Yeah. We just cleared the light bulbs and the fan. All right, time to roll it around the house. Nice, bud.
Good idea. Oh. Got my dog. Yep, nice. Yep, keep moving.
All right, even though this ground is really hard, the wheels are digging in. So we're gonna make ourselves a wooden sidewalk.
Go, yeah, towards Rod. There you go.
All right, guys, we got it to the steps, so now we're going to build a bridge. So I'm going to screw these 2x4s to the top, and that'll serve two purposes. It'll act to strengthen the plywood, and it'll also keep our wheels from rolling off into oblivion, right? And then we're going to put some post out of some other lumber underneath. And then the last major hurdle is picking it up over that right there, but I think we got it. All right, we're going to build this bridge. We'll be right back. One, two, three.
No. You gotta go towards Dylan more. Go towards Dylan, go towards Dylan. Yep, you're on. Go forward a little bit. Yep.
Yeah.
Poor Dylan. They're on. The wheels are on.
We're on.
We're on. I think we're good.
Okay, hold up. We gotta pivot the bridge.
Yeah, so we're gonna
Pivot.
Pivot.
stabilizers and we're gonna try to move the whole bridge here.
Me and Rad got the bridge. Everybody else get pulled.
Oh, okay. The legs are kind of.
The legs are bending.
All loaded up. Now we are 11 feet high right here, so no drive-throughs on the way home. Now I don't have any straps over the top. We're going to stop and get a couple straps and strap it to my rack right here, so we're nice and safe. All that's left, drive back to Houston. We'll see you there. All right, about to pull out of the driveway. Hillbilly hot tub. You ready, bud?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's heavy. All right, guys, we made it. It's the next day. We got in late last night and we stopped off at Jordan's, picked up 2 of the 18-foot LVLs that we're going to use for the dream house build because we need them to help lift that tub off of my truck. I was in Rad's truck. We left this one here, so I borrowed his truck and I picked up a bunch of our scaffold this morning. We're going to build 2 towers, one on either side of the truck, span the towers with these beams, lift it off, and I'm going to drive out from under it. It's pretty cool how this works. It's going to take us a while to get set up. I'll show you how we do it. And there's our setup. So we got 2 scaffold towers built, each one about 20 feet tall. These frames are 6.5. By the time you add the feet and the wood, we're at 20 feet up there. Top of our load is at 11. Gives us 9 foot for our straps and our winch and everything else. And we also space the frames far enough apart so that these 7-foot planks span across so we can operate the winch. Now way up top, you can see what we did. Those 4x4s, I drilled 2 holes in each one and they are stabbed over the pins on top of these frames. And then we've got the beam structural screwed together to make it one piece. And then those little 45 blocks just hold that beam in place so it can't tip or move on us. Probably didn't need to go through all that. It was just one less thing I have to worry about. So we're getting real close to lifting this load. Our next step is to rig it. Brad's gonna hop up there. We're gonna put up the winch, put up the straps, lift this thing off my truck. All right, guys, I got all my stuff I'm gonna rig with on the back of my tailgate. Earlier I said winch. I brought a winch, but I think this hoist is going to be better. So I've got this strap. We're gonna put it over the beam like that. I've got some 20-foot straps. We're gonna go around our load, hook these hooks to this hook with this chain, and that's my plan. And then we lower it down. Well, first we gotta crank it up, get it off the truck. I'll pull out, and then we'll lower it right down on the ground. Because remember, it was still sitting on the dolly from 2 nights ago when we put it on the truck. We're just gonna drop it on the driveway and roll it in the backyard. All right, guys, we're all ready to lift. We're gonna go downstairs and make sure our straps are on either side of our dolly. The dolly's gonna act like a spreader bar, so these don't slide together in the middle of the load. The dolly's gonna keep these apart. Brad's got just enough here to get the weight off the truck, and I'll pull out and we'll lower it down one click at a time. How heavy is it?
Pretty heavy.
Are we off the truck, Summer?
Almost.
Okay.
All right, we got it up off the truck. Colin's gonna pull out, and then Rad and I are both gonna be up here and lower it down together. That is so weird to see from up here. That's when you really trust your work, right?
Woo, yeah. All right, it is now hanging.
You ready?
Yep. Okay. Got one.
I can go 3.
Okay.
Two,
2, 3.
three.
Boom.
No, I can only go 2.
Okay.
Switch. I could probably go up here. Switch.
Oh, open. Go ahead. 1, 2, 3. Boom.
Perfect. Switch. Switch.
We close?
No?
You're on the ground. What?
Woo, on the ground.
Woo.
Nice, bud.
That felt sketchy, but probably the safest way we could have done it.
I'm gonna go buy one of those winches that's powered by your electric drill next
nice.
time. Yeah, this was a pain.
Yeehaw! All right, guys, I ran the conduit straight back there to here, thinking that this is where I needed to be in the engine bay, but there's already a conduit place on the jacuzzi that they ran before that exits right here. So me and Paul got a plan. We're still gonna use the conduit, but for now, we're gonna cut this thing off so we can get that hot tub on the platform. Don't worry about the water, guys. Water always is in conduit. We're gonna be using THWN, so there's nothing to worry about that. And Texas is always wet. That's why you see some water there. Right, Paul?
Just like Jordan's house.
All right, even if rocks get in there, it's okay?
No.
Okay, I'll plug it with something.
Last leg of this 200-mile journey. We are 16 feet away. So bridge number 2, we've got 2 2x8s screwed to the deck. This piece of plywood is screwed to those, and then we got these blocks under here supporting our 3/4 plywood. Everything's screwed together. So the next step, we're gonna roll it down right here. Got 5 guys, should be a piece of cake. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Go.
Okay. Yep.
Are we good?
Jordan, you have to go towards the garage.
Okay.
That's great, guys. Awesome. Awesome.
Easy.
You guys are
Ready?
Nice.
that one's going to lean towards the back fence a little bit. Yep.
Yep. We're on.
That's fine. Perfect. And then just let that bottom edge hit the pavers. That's fine. We're good.
All right, we on pavers.
All right,
Down.
we're good. Now everybody come over here. Woo! Okay, down.
Yep.
Easy, easy. Y'all come on down.
All right.
I'll be the block guy.
Okay. All right. Go. All right. I'm waiting. All right, I'm transferred. All right, ready for blocks.
Got 'em.
All right.
That before, guys. Here we go.
Okay.
Miss your hand.
Going down. Yep. Boom.
Yeah!
Oh my gosh.
Sweet.
One more foot.
Cool.
There you go.
That's good. That's good. Too much?
Check this out, guys. Fanttik just sent us their W10 Apex mini chainsaw. The W10 Apex has an aerospace grade outer rotor brushless motor and an alloy steel chain for a 30% increase in cutting speed. The top 5 mini chainsaws on Amazon are all made of plastic. The W10 Apex by Fanttik is incredibly well made, and it has double the lifespan of those other tools. And how's this for convenience? No more complicated gas-oil mix ratios for your chainsaw. You simply plug it in. It has a 2500 mAh battery, and it charges up to 90% in just an hour. And you already saw the high-definition LED screen, so you always know where your battery life is. And it has 3 speeds. I'm in Eco right now. There's regular, all the way up to max. Since we're on max speed, I got this dead juniper in our front yard. Let's check it out.
Oh!
Nice. It's got an ergonomic handle and it only weighs 2.5 pounds. That looks so much better. That was really fast, but we're gonna leave this little guy right there. So if you've been needing a little chainsaw to help you out around the yard, but didn't want a gas-powered model, check out the Fanttik W10 Apex. And Fanttik has an awesome Prime Day deal going on right now. Use the link below, it's gonna take you there, and then enter the code STUDPACK46 at checkout. You're gonna get 46% off your order. Thanks so much for Fanttik for sponsoring our video and sending us the W10 Apex. We really appreciate it. Let's get back to work. Back on site, it is early Friday morning. Summer and Rad want to have this ready for the weekend, so we're going to get it hooked up today. So the first thing we did, we ran our conduit. Rad originally ran the conduit straight right here and popped up over here under this paver where you saw earlier in the video. But when we got the hot tub on site, we realized the manufacturer already has conduit run inside. I'm gonna show you that, but it comes out right here. It's 1-inch PVC, and we bushed down to 3/4. Got my heat gun, bent this a little bit, and it's all tied in. So that fitting over there where the 90 goes into the hot tub, it comes out right here. It's all encased in liquid tight, comes straight out into the terminal block. So it's time to run some wire. What are we gonna use? We got 6 gauge, we got 90 feet of it, and this is dual rated wire, THHN or THWN/2. The WN, water rated, it's gonna be in that conduit. So we're gonna cut this into 3 30-foot sections and tag them black, red, and white. And here's something cool. So we got 90 feet of this because this is half the price of buying 30 feet of black, 30 feet of red, and 30 feet of white, at least where we live. So we're gonna recode that with some tape. And then I got 8 gauge for the ground. Table 250.122 of the NEC says we only have to use 10 gauge for this. Our electrical supplier didn't sell 10 gauge by the foot. They only sold 8 gauge by the foot. I figured let's buy 30 feet of 8 gauge instead of 1,000 feet of 10 gauge. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's cut this, tape it, and we're ready to pull. Got our wire all cut and color coded, and don't worry, I'm gonna put a lot more tape on that. Just don't wanna waste it right now. So our next step, got my fish tape. We're gonna go right here, that's our goal. We're waiting on the disconnect. It's gonna be delivered today. So it's gonna go here, pull some wire out, leave ourselves about 4 feet, but we wanna get some wire run. So I'm gonna push the fish tape in right here, pull it out, an easy connection to our terminal block. All right, Red, I know I don't have to ask you this, but you ready to run some wire?
Yeah, so ready.
Easy.
Nice.
Come on.
It's probably at that 90.
All right, fish tape, we couldn't push it through. That steel end was just digging into the conduit. So we pulled the string with the vacuum. Suction here, pulled it right through, put a little piece of trash bag on the end as a flag, and it pulled it. So there's how we're made up. Got it tied off on the ground. And then as you can see, we got a black here, here, and here. Staggered them, cut them at a bevel to make our pull a lot easier. So Rad's gonna feed from this end. I'm gonna pull from the other, and we got some wire lube. Should be pretty easy, bud. Let's get it done. All right, guys, success. We got it pulled. So I'm gonna make it up right here on the terminal block. Rad's gonna backfill the hole. And then we're gonna run our 6-3 from the panel in the house, over the breezeway, down the garage wall, and then wait for UPS to show up with our disconnect. Where is the direct tape? Probably.
It's all on the grill.
Where?
On the grill over there.
Okay. Getting her wired up, started at the bottom. Got our ground, L1, got the neutral, and L2 the red. So you can see what I'm doing. I'm gonna cut it right here to length first, wrap this completely in red, and then I'll secure it under that top screw. Usually put a service loop here, but there is no room to bend this number 6 like that, so we're going straight in. There where my thumbnail is. Cut. Tape it up. I'm just rocking the knife. I'm not sawing, I'm not cutting. I don't want to nick the wires. All right. This is really tough installation, so I'm gonna pull the knife towards me, get down to the wire. I can grab my lineman, pull that guy off. Wow.
Nice
All right,
work.
cool.
Nice.
And then I'm just trying to look. I don't want my insulation under there. Flashlight on.
You're good.
I'm good, perfect.
One more. Got it.
Nice. Nice.
One more little piece. That's the 1/2 inch. We are back at it the next day. We got the ice bath filling up. We got the hot tub filling up, but we don't have power to the hot tub yet, but I'm getting there. I've got our 6-3 conductors over here, run through this conduit. I've got the red and the white identified with tape. I just go crazy on the tape like that. And Rad is upstairs. You probably hear him. He's right above this hole, drilling through the 2 top plates, and we're gonna be sure he's in the right bay when we see sawdust coming through this hole. And yes, you did hear the sound of an impact drill. We use an impact on a situation like that because it's much shorter than our 3-jaw. And we needed all the room we have because of the roof is right above our top plates. Couldn't get this in there with the bit, but we can get this in there. All right guys, often when we pull wires, I never show you this step. So that's usually how I do something this big, right? So I use the ground, I got a loop in it. I've got my Klein pull string right here on there. Got about 12 feet and put a nut on there. So we're gonna drop the nut in the wall, fish this out of the hole downstairs, and then we can pull this through the hole. And then you'll notice I staggered my cuts on these 3. Makes it pull through that hole easier, and I even bevel them a little bit, less likely to get hung up on something. So we'll put this all tightly together, wrap it in black tape, electrical tape, and we're ready to go. All right, summer's first taping job. Nice, baby. All right, let me crawl over there, drop this down, get this cable pulled. Wow. Easiest one ever. First pull. I got it, bud.
Nice.
First pull. First try.
All right, I'll feed you.
We need to go to the lake. Go fishing. All right. The nut just live in the wall. Wow. Okay. This whole project's been kind of a fight, but this was easy right here. That's plenty, bud. Yep.
All right, that was easy.
Great.
Awesome. I coiled it up there, all the excess. So we are done up there.
I'll glue that. I'll pull this away, feed that. Perfect. All right, got my line in. So this is the line. This is the load going to the hot tub. That was kind of a pain. So now we're going to wire up the breaker. So with these three right here, it's going to be black. And then this neutral goes right here in the middle. It says right there. And then red on this side. Black and red can be switched, but everybody likes to keep them color coded. And this little pigtail, it goes to our neutral bus right there. Let's mount this. We'll close the cover, and then we got to wire up the breaker in the house.
Last one.
All right, cool. That's a little bit of a pain. All right, we'll put a strap on here, connect the conduit to the wall, put our cover on here. We're gonna test everything before we fire up the hot tub, but like I said, I gotta wire up the 2-pole 50 in the house. Let's go get that done. All right, last step. So I got two 20-amp breakers right here in the lower right, so I'm gonna replace it with this guy. So I can put one of the 20s there and one of the 20s there, and then my 50 amp for the spa is the two in the center. I usually try to put the higher loads up at the top near the main lugs, but it would mean way too much wiring, and with this spa, it's gonna be fine right there. So I'm gonna hook up the ground first, then the neutral to the neutral bus, and then I'll put in this guy and ready to power it up and test everything. Done. All right, so a lot of panels you can't put a quad or a twin down here, but how did I know ahead of time? Let me show you. It's right here. See that? Catalog number is a G2040. It has 20 spots, right? 20 full-size breakers, but I can get 20 tandems and have a total of 40 circuits in there. That's why I knew I could get that quad down there. A lot of times you can only put a twin or a quad on the top 6 or 8 spots. Summer, I think it's ready to turn it on.
Whoop.
You ready?
I'm ready.
I'm like scared, man. I'm like nervous.
I'm kind of scared too, but Rod's excited.
Brad, what?
Rod will be excited.
All right, let me get my tester. That's off. Okay, breaker number 1 coming on. Perfect. We'll check each side, the neutral. Perfect, and the ground. Perfect, and line 2, and to neutral. Awesome. All right.
You're so smart.
Let me put the cover on here, and we'll turn this guy on. You ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
Yeah.
I heard it. Whoa!
Test it real quick.
It's called the Gecko.
Okay, trip.
Yep.
Nice.
Boom. Woo!
240. 120. 120. 120.
Good?
Yeah. Yep. Seal her up.
Awesome.
All right, guys, the hot tub spa is officially done. Summer and Red got all the pavers down, all the rocks down, their tiki lamps. They picked out all these beautiful plants. They're gonna put those in the ground, of course, and then we're gonna come back and build a gate right here across the back. And I know Summer's gonna add a lot more of her touches, lights overhead, flowers, and things like that. Now, we had full intentions of showing you the spa in action right now during the outro, but it is Monday after the July 4th weekend, and a bunch of kids got in here with their sandy, muddy feet and a bunch of food and crackers, and all that ended up in the water. So Rad had to drain it, and he's currently filling it up right now. But this thing works awesome, and don't worry, we're gonna show you a lot of footage of us using the hot tub, especially on those days after we come over here after building the Stud Pack Dream Home. So build yourself a bridge to that like button, smash it for us. Please subscribe to Stud Pack 2. Check us out over on our main channel, and we'll see you right back here on our very next video.